I never wrote a word. Not a book. Not a speech. Not even a single line that belonged to me. And yet, my name has reached you, across centuries. You may wonder how a man who never put pen to parchment became one of the most remembered voices in the history of thought. So listen closely, for this is my story. I was born in Athens, long before your world took shape, in the year you would now call 470 before Christ. My father was a stonecutter, my mother a midwife. They gave me no wealth, no privilege, only the rough hands of labor and the sharp eyes of the common people. I was no prince, no politician, no writer. Just another man in the crowded streets of Athens. But I watched, and I listened. And slowly, I began to question. Athens was alive with words, poets recited, politicians thundered, sophists sold their wisdom like wares in the market. But I looked around and saw that many who claimed to know, knew nothing at all. They wrapped ignorance in elegant language and called it truth. I could not remain silent. I began to speak, not to declare, but to ask. Tell me, I would say, what is justice? What is courage? What is love? They would answer with confidence. But when I peeled back their words with more questions, their certainty fell apart. I did not humiliate them for pleasure. No, I believed the unexamined life was not worth living. And so I examined myself, my city, my people. This way of questioning would later be called the Socratic method. But I never gave it such a name. I simply asked, and asked again, until the truth, or at least, a clearer truth, stood in the open. I taught no classes, built no school. My classroom was the marketplace. My students were whoever had ears to hear and courage to think. Among them was Plato, a young man with sharp eyes and a restless mind. He wrote down my conversations, preserving them as dialogues. It is through his pen, not mine, that you hear my voice today. But Athens did not always love me. I disturbed the powerful, embarrassed the learned, and unsettled the youth who began to question traditions. They said I was corrupting the young, filling their heads with dangerous thoughts. They accused me of impiety, of disrespecting the gods of the city. At 70 years of age, they put me on trial. Picture it, the crowded court, the judges, the citizens, the air heavy with expectation. My accusers thundered. They painted me as a corrupter, a menace, a rebel against the very city that raised me. And when it was my turn to speak, I did not plead for mercy. I told them the truth, that I sought wisdom, that I sought to awaken others to think for themselves. If that was a crime, then yes, I was guilty. The jury condemned me to death. They offered me escape, my friends urged me to flee into exile. But I refused. I had spent my life urging others to live with integrity. How could I abandon my principles at the end? So I drank the cup of hemlock, calmly, surrounded by my students.